Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Chile Rag. How are you all doing? If you're seeing my channel for the first time, you're welcome. Thanks for clicking by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So if you're here to see the pattern drafting for this pant, please click on the link down below. Go get your pattern ready. Then you come back for here because this video is the sewing tutorial. Okay, is the continuation for the pattern drafting. Okay. So before we continue, I want to let you know that I'm going to be doing a adjustment for the pattern before we can cut it on the main fabric. Okay. So I did some mistakes, so I'm going to be correcting it on my pattern before I cut it out on my fabric. Okay. So where the mistake is from my new line and also from the side. Initially when I'm supposed to minus 0.5 inch from my measurement before I mark it out on my pattern, but I made a mistake. I Not really a mistake, it's still okay. So that is why I have the opportunity to cut it out on I have the opportunity to amend it first before I will cut it on my fabric. Okay, so the first thing I need to do here, I'm going to be marking a 0.5 inch inward. Okay, so that means the total excess I'm going to be taking out is 1 inch. Okay, use 1 inch if your fabric is very stretchy, but if your fabric is not very stretchy, just take out that 0.5 inch that you added for the joining allowance by the side. Just take it out, and then you use 0.5 from your actual measurement and join your fabric. Okay, but if your fabric is very stretch, then take out 1 inch away. Take out the 0.5 inch and also mark 0.5 inch inward again and cut it out. So that is what I'm doing. Okay, so from the near line, I'm going to be marking 1.5 inch upward. Okay, so I mark 1.5 inch upward to create my near line. So the first new line, I don't need it. That first new line is like as if I wanted to make a boot cut. That new line was for boot cut. But since I'm making a straight pant, I need the new line to be a little bit above my initial nail line. Okay, so that is what I do. So this line, I'm eliminating it because I don't need it. Okay, so now I'm cross checking the measurement for you to be sure. Okay, I took out 1.5 inches above. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be connecting it from that part where my marker pen is passing. Okay, that is where I'm going to be connecting. I'm going to connect it from there using my hip curve. So I'm going to connect it all the way from my waistline to the new nail line. Okay, please pay attention for here so that you will not make mistake while you're working on your own. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting it from this point here to meet to my new nail line. So that is the adjustment that I did for the pattern. For the front, this is the front pattern. I'm actually working on the front pattern. Okay, if you are not if you don't understand what I'm doing here, please replay this back again so that you pay close attention. That is why I'm not going to be fast forwarding it, so I'm leaving it the way it is so that you can also follow up. If you do not understand my explanation, you can also follow up by the way I'm doing on the video. All right, so as you can see, the way I'm placing my cuff and my hip cuff ruler to connect that line like so. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to be cutting those excess that I don't need out. Okay, so before then, I need to introduce to you to the fabric that I'm going to be using. All right, so uh so here comes my fabric. Okay, this is the fabric I'm going to use. As you can see, it's very stretchy. Okay, this is the fabric I'm going to use, and that is the reason why I minus 1 inch away. I minus 1 inch away from this pattern. Okay, don't minus 1 inch away from your pattern if you know your fabric is not really stretchy. All right, be sure of your fabric before you cut it out. So right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be cutting out those excess away so that I can now work on the on the back pattern. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out from this line, taking out all these allowances that you're seeing from this point. Okay, all these allowances, I'm going to be taking it out because I don't need it. All right, So please watch carefully and see where I'm going to be cutting out from, okay? So the front pattern is ready. So I'm going to be working on the back pattern, okay? So here comes my back pattern. So from the back, I did the three adjustment from the back, okay? The side, the nail, and the crouch line, okay? So also pay attention here. I also minus 1 inches away from the back, okay? So like I say, please pay close attention and see what I'm doing so that you will not make mistake while you're working on your own, okay? So I'm going to be marking 1 inch from this pattern away. So I'm marking it away so I can now also cut it out. So once I'm done, I'm going to be marking my 1.5 inch from my old nail line like I did from the front, okay? Right now I'm marking 1.5 inches above, just like you see me doing, okay? So I'm going to be marking this 1.5 inch. I'm repeating the measurement so I can get an accurate line, okay? So I'm going to use my pattern master now to draw out this line out so that you can also know that this is where the adjustment is being made, okay? So this one is not useful anymore, so that is why I'm marking it that way. So I'm going to be labeling it new near line, just like you see me doing, okay? So once I'm done marking it, I'm going to get my hip cuff ruler, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing just like I did from the front pattern, okay? So I'm going to use it to connect those dots that I mark, okay? I figure out that I'm not going to be able to get it right, so I decide to use my free hand to make my curve to meet to where I want it to be. So please watch carefully here, okay? So to know where I'm going to stop this very one, okay? So this 0.5 inch here, I'm going to be taking it out. So it's going to stop right in that point, okay? I'm going to stop right there. That is where I'm going to make my connection to meet. So I'm going to connect it from that mark here where I'm putting my marker there. That is where I'm going to connect it to meet with that mark, okay? Please pay attention, okay? I don't want you to make mistake. Get it right. That is my major my major thing, like my priority right now. So yeah. So once I'm done, I'm going to cut it out just like I did at the front, okay? At the front pattern. So once I'm done trimming this side off, I'm going to be working on the crouch measurement, okay? I'm going to be working on the crouch. So that crouch, I'm going to be minus 0.6 away from there, okay? Remember when I was taking my measurements from my crouch was 4 inches, my crouch extension was 4 inches. So right now I'm taking out 0.6 inches away from my crouch, my initial measurement. So that means I took the allowances that I added to join my trouser together. I take the allowance out and then I take inch, like uh, let's say inch away from it, okay? So yeah, that is what I do. So I use my leg pant cuff roller. I connect it to meet to um the new nail line, just like you see. Please watch carefully to see where I'm going to be cutting it out, okay? So I'm going to please watch and see where I'm going to be cutting. So that is why I'm not going to fast forward at this point. I'm going to leave it the way it is so that you will not miss out what I did here, okay? So I'm going to trim it away from here down to where the new nail line start, okay? So I'm going to stop there, and that is basically it for the adjustment. So that is basically it for now. So I'm cross-checking my waistline. So right now my waistline together with my sewing allowance and my zip allowance is 7 inches. But before I will cut it on the fabric, I'm going to be adding 0.5 inch for the center back because I'm going to be using my center back as my zip space where I'm going to be leaving adding my zip. Okay, so right now I'm preparing my fabric so that I can get my pattern and then place on it, then cut it out. Okay, basically. And then secondly, one thing I forgot to say is that my pattern was not enough, the length was not enough of like my trouser length. So right now I'm going to be adding 3 inches to this pattern so that it can make up the trouser length that I wanted. Initially my trouser length is 40 inches. So when I did this, was exactly 40 inches, but because of the folding and all that, and also I don't want it that exactly that 40, I still want it to go down a bit. So I add 3 inches allowance for the hemming part, because I'm going to be taking 1.5 inches away for the hemming. So the remaining 1.5 is going to add back to the length that I wanted. Okay, so yeah, that is what I did. The same thing I did at the back. So what I'm doing right now, I'm cutting out the excess just like you see me doing. So I'm working on the back pattern. Okay, so this is my back pattern. uh Before you do that, make sure you pin down your fabric, pin down your pattern to your fabric, okay, before you start cutting, so that you will not be moving around. Even if you have any need to move it around, it will not affect your pattern. Okay, so this is the part where my zip is going to be. That is why I'm leaving that 0.5 inch allowance for that part. So okay, so already you are seeing what I'm doing. So that is where my zip is going to start, and that is the allowance for my zip. So basically the back is ready, and then this is the front. So I'm going to be cutting out the front also, and also I'm going to be doing the same thing like I did at the back. So I'm going to be marking 3 inches below. Okay, so I'm adding sharp heavy object here so that the fabric and the pattern will not be moving around. So that is what I'm doing here basically. So I'm taking out that same 3 inches that I added for the length, and then I'm drawing it out. Also try to connect it from this side so that it will be equal. Okay, please pay close attention. The reason why I'm fast forwarding it is because it's nothing serious going on here. It's still the same. Even if you feel like it's too fast forward, you can play it back on a normal playback. Okay, so you can be able to watch out how you want it to be. But I hope you understand what I'm doing here presently. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting it out from this part at the side like you see me doing. Okay, I'm going to be cutting it out, and once if I'm done, it's nothing serious anymore. The next we are going to be heading to the sewing machine, but still we are still here. Yeah, so please let me know on the comment section what you think about this tutorial. If you learned something new from this tutorial today, please leave your comment below, or if there is anything, any question, feel free to leave your comment below. If when I have chance, I will reply you immediately once I see it. Okay, so and if you're new to my channel and if you're yet to subscribe, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to turn on your post notification. Okay, so basically the everything is ready now. It's ready to head to the machine to start joining and all of that. So right now I'm on my sewing machine. I need to unpin all the pin that I pinned for the fabric with the pattern together. So I'm going to pin it back to my right now. I'm working on the back pattern. Okay, I'm working on the back pattern. So this part that you're seeing me pinning, that is where my zip is going to be. Okay, so this part down here that you see that cut there, that is where I'm going to be stitching down close completely. Okay, that place is not going to be open. All right, please don't get confused. So just please pay attention so that you will not miss out. So once I'm done, I'm going to be repeating the same pin for the front as well. So here I'm working on the front pattern. Okay, so this is my front pieces. I'm going to start joining it with 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, while for the back here, the part where my zip is going to be a temporary stitch, while here is going to be permanently stitched. But here is my front pattern I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to be stitching it down with 0.5 inch allowance. So here is the back pattern. Here is a temporary stitch, so I'm going to back stitch there where I'm going to like where my zip open is going to stop. Okay, so once I'm done stitching that part, I'm going to get my my back pieces. Okay, this is my back pieces, and then I'm going to get my front pieces like you see me doing. Okay, place the right side facing the right side up like you see me doing. Okay, so I'm going to be joining the right side facing the right side so that I can now stitch down the side close. Okay, basically we are now joining our trouser, like joining the two pieces together to create our trousers. Okay, so I'm going to be pinning it down all the way from the waist to the end of my trouser. So that is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so guys, once I'm done pinning, I'm going to be start joining it from that part you see me pointing. Okay, with 0.5 inch allowance, and it's going to be on both sides. Okay, I'm taking out 0.5 inch allowance, so that is what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to be joining it like so. So if you're still watching to this moment, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by. And if you're new to my channel, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly do so. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And also don't forget to turn on your post notification so that you will not miss out on any tutorial. Okay, so yeah, you can also help me share this video. I will so much appreciate. I will love it so much. Thank you. So with that being said, back to business. So if you ever make this pant, please please kindly share with me your recreation. You can follow me on my Instagram at Julia Rag, or on my Facebook at Julia Rag. Okay, I'm going to leave my handle on the description box so that if you make this dress, you can also share with me. I would love to see your recreation. I want to see the outcome. How did you come about with it? Okay, I would so much love it. So right now I have done joining the both side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my weaving machine. I'm going to weave those rough edges like you see where I'm pointing. Okay, I'm going to weave all the rough edges, the side by side. But at this moment, if you don't have an overlocking machine, you can just leave it like that. So I've done overlocking it, and also I have also iron it. So this part now, I'm going to get my seam ripper so that I can lose it, so that I can be able to get the measurement for my waistband. Okay, so I'm going to use my seam ripper now to lose all that temporary stitch that I did, so that I can be able to take the measurement for my waistband. Okay, so now I'm taking the measurement for my waist so that I can know how many inches, how many lengths how many inches I need to cut out. So I have 27.25 here. Okay, so I've already cut out my waistband off camera. Sorry about that. It's not hard. You just place your fabric on fold like you see me doing. Okay, my fabric is on fold, and then you cut out a long strap. So once you get your waistband, you take your waist round and from your trouser, and you see how many inches you have, and then you just follow up just what I'm doing. Okay, and mark out the whatever inches that I gave to you, and mark it on your waistband just like you see me doing. Okay, so I'm going to be marking 8.25 because I'm going to be joining the edges of my bag, because my waistband, because I want it to be completely like neat from the both in and out. Okay, So now I'm going to be taking 2.5 inches, because initially my waistband is 2 inches, so I need that 0.5 inch to join it back to my trouser. Okay, so that is why I'm taking out 2.5 inches. So right now I'm done. I have cut out my waistband. Okay, my waistband is ready almost. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the machine and fold it like you see me doing. Okay, I'm going to fold it backward like you see me doing, and then I'm going to stitch it down with 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, so so my initial waistband was 27.2 inches, but I added 1 inch to it so that I can be able to stitch down the rough edges from the edges. So I'm done stitching it. I stitch it off camera. There's nothing serious to do, so yeah, once I'm done now, I'm going to trim off this rough edge. Okay, like you see me doing, I'm trimming off those rough edges so that I can tuck in back inside. Okay, if you do this, when you trim off that rough edges, you're going to have a smooth finish edge. Okay, just like you see me doing. Please pay attention. If you don't understand my explanation, but at least you can see what I'm doing. So this is my trouser, the hemming part. So I'm folding it in here with 1.5 inches. Okay, like I said earlier that I'm going to be folding it in with 1.5 inches. So once I'm done getting the measurement correct, then I'm going to use my hemming gum, just like you see me doing. Okay, I'm going to iron it down. I'm going to repeat the same thing from the other side. Okay, so this is the last part. I did the other one off camera, so this is the last one. So once I'm done, I'm going to be working on my waistband. Okay, so presently my trouser is almost done. Okay, so what I need right now, I need to face my waistband. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my waistband like you see me doing. Okay, place the rough edge. I don't know, I hope you understand what I'm doing here. So I will zoom it so that you understand exactly, if you're not seeing clearly, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to be pinning my band all around like you see me doing, and once I'm done, I'm going to head to my sewing machine so that I can start joining it together. But before then, while I was pinning this band together, I realized that the band was longer than my waistband. When you're taking a measurement, you're not really sure of the measurement you're taking. Okay, so I have some excess right there. I'm going to be trimming it off. So I need to trim it off, make the adjustment first before I continue to join my waistband together. So right now we are coming to the end of this tutorial. Once again, I want to appreciate you for your support, for sticking by to this moment if you're still here. So yeah, I'm going to trim off this rough edges. So just like you see, I didn't trim it all completely from the stick out. I still left like a 0.5 inch there. So from that part there, I'm going to stitch it. I've already done that. Sorry, I done it off camera because I feel like it's nothing serious to show. So yeah, so I have fixed the problem. Let me put it that way. I've fixed the problem. So the next thing now, I'm going to be joining my waistband to my trouser. So once I join my waistband to my trouser, I'm going to be start joining with 0.5 inch allowance. Okay, so basically what is going to happen, once if I join this waistband together, I'm going to be closing down my inseam. Okay, so from my inseam, I'm going to join fix my zip, because the zip I'm not going to show you. The zip is going to be off camera. Okay, you have already seen the finish of the clothes, but still, so here is my major part again. Okay, I would love to show you when you're going to be joining your inseam together. So please pay close attention here. So as you can see, I zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, you're going to get your inseam, the both side like you see me doing. Place it so that the part where you join together is going to match together. Okay, completely going to match together so that you have a, a clean finish from the inside. I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but yeah. So once I'm done, I'm going to pin it all the way from my hemming allowance to the other side of the legs, okay? Then once I'm done, I'm going to be joining it with 0.5-inch allowance, okay? So once I'm done this, I'm going to head to my weaving machine. I'm going to weave this so that I can have a clean finish from the inside. But if you don't have a weaving machine, my dear, don't bother, okay? That means at this point, your trouser is ready, just like mine is about to be ready, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I so much appreciate your support. I can see the love you guys are sending, how you're showing your love to my channel. I so much appreciate you guys all. Thank you so much for your watching. Thank you so much for your support. Like I say, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please use this opportunity and support me. Subscribe and don't forget to turn on your post notification, okay? So that you will not miss out on any tutorial. So what I'm trying to explain here, I'm going to go out to the weaving machine and I'm going to weave all the rough edges from the waist and the back, okay? So basically that is it for this tutorial today. I want to say a very big thank you. Another tutorial is coming on soon. You guys will see me really soon on another sewing tutorial, okay? Have a blessed day. Good night.